The new RayNeo Air 3S Pro claims to be the world's brightest display glasses at 1200 nits bright, nearly double the last model. And after trying it, I can tell you right now, this is not just a tiny spec bump. Some of the changes are more noticeable than I expected, and a couple of things caught me off guard in a good way. This is my first impressions look supported by RayNeo, where I'll show you exactly what stood out and where you'll notice the biggest differences from the last model, before my full unsponsored review dives even deeper. Join me beyond reality. If you've seen my review of the Air 3S, the previous one, you know it nailed the essentials, a lightweight display-only pair of glasses that stayed more affordable than most alternatives at just $269 US. These aren't AR glasses but video or display glasses, creating the effect of a huge 201-inch screen about 6 meters away for entertainment or productivity. No built-in chip, no stabilization, no mini computer features. It's just a personal display you can plug into almost anything via USB-C connections that supports DisplayPort. The image you get is 1920 x 1080 in 2D and 3840 x 1080 in 3D, with a 47-degree field of view and 49 ppd. You can choose between 60 and 120 Hz refresh rate depending on what you're watching or playing. The new Air 3S Pro keeps that same formula but adds a big bump in brightness, more color control, an upgraded optical module, and a small audio upgrade, all for a price that should still keep it among the most affordable options. But before we dive deeper into the upgrades, here's what's in the box. A case with the glasses inside, the USB-C to USB-C cable, a demo prescription lens adapter to show you how it would fit if you needed to get one, some documents, an extra nose piece, and a little cleaning cloth. I swear I'm building a collection at this point, so anyone want a few? If you're enjoying the video so far, leave a like as well because it helps me buy a bigger box to store all these cleaning cloths. Now, my first quick impressions is that the case is different this time. It's made of a soft felt-like fabric and it's super light, which is nice for portability, but it doesn't feel like it offers much protection and it's a fairly tight fit. Still, if that helps keeps the price down, that might not be a bad trade-off. Now, let's talk about the biggest change, the brightness. The Air 3S Pro uses micro OLED that can hit up to 1200 nits in vision boost mode. For context, X-Real 1 Pro goes up to 700 and the Viture Pro hits 1000. So of course I had to step outside into bright sunlight.
5 minutes later.
Okay, as you can see, I have Wednesday on. A very dark movie or a show. But everything is visible. I have vision boost on, brightness is all the way up. And I can totally watch this. That's very good. Colors still look great as well. I mean, it is a little see-through. Like, I can see a little bit of my surroundings, which can be a little bit distracting. Okay, now I'm gonna open Reddit, see what reading is like. Reddit here, and everything is readable. Okay, the sun is over there. Let me look at the sun. Okay, now it gets a little bit less readable, but it's still readable. That's very, very nice. What is interesting is that the Air 3S Pro doesn't have electrochromic dimming or any light blocking covers out of the box, and by default the glasses are a little see-through. Normally that makes it harder for the image to stay clear in direct sunlight, so the only way around is pure brightness. RayNeo is releasing a lens shade alongside the Pro at launch, but since it's sold separately, I wanted to see how well it performs without any extra help. And here it actually pulls it off. We've got a heat wave going on right now in our little froggy country, so it's definitely sunny, but the picture stays impressively visible. That's already a big deal because most display glasses I've tried cannot pull this off without adding dark covers or dimming. RayNeo added a little menu which you can activate by pressing the menu button on the left. Then you can activate Vision Boost, and that optimizes the brightness in extreme sunlight settings. And while cycling through different screens, I was surprised at how well the image held its contrast without washing out. RayNeo says they've updated their self-developed optical module to improve light purity, boost transmission efficiency, and cut glare by 15%. In practice, that means less ghosting and cleaner edges. They're still using bird bath optics though, but honestly I wasn't expecting this much of a clarity bump, especially edge to edge. It's probably the clearest I've seen with this type of optics. I thought the Rocket Max 2 was sharp, but this feels like a step above. Now I've only tried it for a few hours, so my final conclusion will come in the full review after I spend more time with it. But so far I think the adjustable hinges make a big difference as it helps you find that perfect sweet spot, something the Rocket Max 2 glasses were missing. It also makes the lack of built-in image stabilization more forgivable, since once it's positioned correctly, it stays sharp even if you move around. Of course, this also means it works just as well indoors. The brightness control has a wide range, up to 20 levels adjusted with the buttons on the right temple. At night, when the room is dark, I usually drop it around level 4, otherwise it's simply too bright. Comfort seems to be the same. It is just 76 grams without the nose pad, so long sessions shouldn't be a problem. The only quirks I noticed were a faint zoom sound from the right temple when connected to my MacBook, likely an isolated case as it doesn't happen on other devices, but RayNeo is already investigating because I let them know. And there is a little bit of warmth in the center of the right arm after long use, but nothing was a deal breaker. Another upgrade from the first Air 3S is the jump from 3 to 6 color modes. There is vision boost for extreme sunlight, which I mentioned earlier, standard for everyday use and productivity without any tweaking, professional for accurate realistic colors, movie mode for richer, more immersive visuals, game mode for pulling out detail in both bright and dark areas, and eye protection to reduce strain during long sessions. I'll test this more in my full review, but it is really nice to have some quick presets instead of adjusting settings manually. Regarding audio, the Air 3S adds a new spatial sound mode alongside standard and whisper. The 4-speaker setup uses RayNeo's dual opposing acoustics chamber design, which already impressed me in the first Air 3S with its clear sound and minimal leakage. Whisper mode focuses the audio directly into your ears, and RayNeo claims people within 20 centimeters still can't hear it. So far, the sound is just as solid as before. Spatial sounds adds a theater-like effect that follows your head, while standard still sounds the best to me for everyday use. Whisper mode is handy when Chary's working next to me, as it cuts down the sound by a lot, though not completely, but I will put all three through more testing in the full review. And for gamers, it works with over 1000 devices, but RayNeo is especially promoting it as a companion for the Nintendo Switch 2. Because not all glasses support the Switch 2 yet, but RayNeo's Joy Dock accessory does. It turns the handheld small 7.9-inch display into what feels like a massive personal cinema while adding extra battery life. Now, I don't have the Switch 2 to test it with, unfortunately, but I've used the Joy Dock extensively with my first generation Switch, and it's one of my favorite ways to play. So first impressions, this isn't a revolutionary jump, but the upgrades feel well targeted. Even after a short time with it, I can already tell some of the changes will matter for the right person. The 1200 nit brightness makes these glasses usable in bright sunlight without covers or dimming, but it's also great indoors. In a dark movie scene with a starry sky, vision boost keeps the stars crisp, whereas glasses under 1000 nits or the previous Air 3S at 650, they'd be harder to see. And the optics are so clear that I actually prefer them over my 14-inch MacBook screen, even without stabilization. The new color modes and the improved optical module, they give a more control and a cleaner image, which is impressive for bird bath optics. That said, if you already own the Air 3S, mostly watch indoors in darker rooms, and don't have strong needs for detail, you might not notice much difference. And if you need built-in processing or AR features, these aren't for you. They're strictly display glasses, but if you're in a sunny country, plan to use them outdoors a lot, or want that extra punch for high contrast scenes indoors, The Pro is now one of the brightest, clearest, and probably most affordable display glasses you can get. Probably because I don't know the final price yet, but RayNeo teased that the early bird price is under $250 which is a very good price. I've put the link below if you're interested. And in my full review, I will dive deeper into image quality, more setups, 3D mode, and comparisons with other glasses like the Xview 1 Pro and Viture Pro. So if you have things you want me to check, drop them below, and if you don't want to miss anything, make sure to subscribe and let me know what you think about the RayNeo Air 3S Pro.